Detainees escorted inside. Within the past hour, Chopper 6 captured officials walking people inside of the detention center in the Everglades. Many call Alligator Alcatraz. These are just some of the first images we're seeing of activity in newly built facility.
This comes as officials say the first group of immigrants arrived this morning, and they were not the only ones who showed up to the controversial site today. You see, Democratic lawmakers, they showed up too, demanding to be let inside.
And our politics reporter, Hatsovella, has their comments, plus details on the newly filed federal court documents.
Brand new video from just an hour ago from Chopper 6 for the first time shows detainees at the facility state Republican leaders are calling Alligator Alcatraz. Before noon, Florida's Division of Emergency Management used social media to say the first group has arrived.
And so unfortunately, that's not the law. Right?
Shortly after, Democratic lawmakers showed up, demanding they be let inside the controversial facility.
And it's so essential when you have hundreds of millions of public dollars being spent on a political stunt that we have the ability to see for our own eyes what is happening.
They allege the building of the facility has been done without any transparency, with contracts being handed out to political allies of the governor.
So far, it's an assortment of Republican campaign donors who got these multi-million-dollar contracts to create what is basically a makeshift immigrant detainment camp in the middle of the Everglades swamp.
$450 million. Meanwhile, in Duval County, they're closing schools. Right. Meanwhile, people don't have access to Medicaid.
The new signs are up. A handful of protesters still here. And federal court documents filed today reveal new information as part of an ongoing lawsuit filed by the Friends of the Everglades. In a motion filed by the federal government, we learn DHS has not implemented, authorized, directed, or funded Florida's temporary detention center, and that Florida has received no federal funds, nor has it applied for federal funds related to the temporary detention center. Also new tonight,
we need to see a forceful legal action.
A coalition of 60 organizations are urging the county and Mayor Daniela Lavin Cava to pursue all legal options to stop this.
Challenge the legal grounds of this land grab.
Democratic members of Congress weighing in on what's happening.
That's a criminal institute.
This is a boondoggle, an environmental abomination.
The state lawmakers, by the way, told us they were not allowed to go inside because of security reasons. We should also tell you, we reached out to state and federal officials, but they're still not releasing the number of detainees who may be at this facility. From the day.
Hello, my name is HQ of HQ Reacts. Welcome to my channel. Please do me a favor. Hit the like button, share the stream, and click the notification button for new content. Thank you.
Y'all were talking about do it the right way. Oh, why don't y'all do it the right way? Guess what? Don't get caught slipping outside, because Latinos for Trump be the ones that be licking the most fucking Latino, licking Mexican as fuck, licking Salvadoran as fuck, licking brown as fuck, can't even speak proper English. And y'all are just walking around with your little MAGA hat, thinking y'all are protected, looking like a fucking clown, ridiculous as fuck. But don't get caught slipping outside. Because guess what? It don't matter if you did it the right way. Guess what? It don't matter if you have your papers. Guess what? It don't matter if you were born here. It's just based on how you look. So don't get caught outside slipping without your little MAGA hat. And guess what? It probably don't even matter if you got your MAGA hat on. It don't even matter, because they're picking anybody that looks up, you better start working on how you look. What happened to do it the right way?
What happened to do it the right way? What happened to do it the right way? January, this year, January. Hello, everybody. This is our Latinos Fuck Around and Find Out show. I mean, they've been getting done dirty out here. They really have. And it's a serious thing for these people. Okay? It was January 2025. He signed an executive order. Trump signed an executive order. Order number 14159. It expanded and expedited the removal of black and brown people. I don't know Haitian people. I don't know who is in that executive order. It's called Protecting the American People Against Invasion Act. Against Invasion Act. 100 days, supposed to be 100 days of record-breaking immigration enforcement. They reported like 66,000 so far in the first 100 days. Okay? It's an ambitious policy, all aimed at our Hispanic community. This is terrible. And it's going to continue, and it has continued all throughout this time. So.
The Latinos for Trump. And I can say that wholeheartedly because this man called us animals. He said, we're poisoning the blood of America. We're an invading force. And if you think that he's not talking about you because you're first, second, third generation, because you were born here, look at what he's trying to do with the 14th Amendment. He's trying to take away birthright citizenship. Being born here no longer matters. Look at the people who are being detained by ICE. It's not just the people who are the worst of the worst. It is people who are here legally at asylum, fighting their case in court, doing things the right way. They're picking them up at court. Do these people who are the worst of the worst, the rapists, the unalivers, the traffickers, do they show up to court? That's not how that works. Not only that, the people who are getting picked up are also people who are here legally, legal residents and American citizens. Those are the people being affected every single day by this administration and their anti-immigrant rhetoric. People are being unalived because they listen to this rhetoric and they're going around and they're targeting people. Other people are dressing up as ICE agents and picking women up to assault them, to grape them, and extorting our people because they're wearing masks and they're not identifying themselves and they're in unmarked cars. So our people can't tell the difference between someone who's impersonating ICE and someone who actually is ICE. Our community is being terrorized. All of us, every single brown person is being terrorized by this administration. And you, as somebody who calls yourself Latino for Trump, voted for that. So yes, there is nothing worse than Latinos for Trump.
This is wild.
Influencer while she was live streaming in Los Angeles.
Lady Tatiana Mafla Martínez, que es conocida en redes sociales como Tatiana Martínez, es una influencer colombiana que ganó notoriedad en TikTok entre miembros de las comunidades migrantes hispanohablantes en Estados Unidos con reportes sobre operativos migratorios. Terminó detenida hace 2 semanas por el ICE, que es el Servicio de Migración y Control.
Hey, Tatiana, bring that ass to the front. Did you really think that ICE agents and the federal government was just going to allow you to spew your hatred and obstruct ICE agents by doxing them? No, you should have known better. I mean, because if there's anything you should know about ICE, is they are great at tracking people. They are great at tracking criminals. You know, that's what you are. How does it feel now to have your 3 hots in a cot? Now you got a one-way ticket to Alligator Alcatraz. And you can tell us all how the ride is. And let this be a lesson to all of you who want to try to put ICE agents in harm's way by trying to out their personal information and get them harmed. That is a crime. You're committing a crime. And unlike the last 4 years of the Biden administration, this administration is big on law and order. And I'm going to put it point blank plain. We ain't having that shit.
I'm referring to Tatiana Martinez, who is a Colombian citizen who was illegally in the United States living in Los Angeles. She gained her following by always disclosing where ICE raids were happening and began to dox ICE agents. And many of her content was filled with these slurs towards ICE agents, encouraging all of her viewers to not only confront ICE agents, but even on occasion to incite violence towards them. And what no left-wing media outlet is telling you is what led up to her being arrested and ultimately dragged out of her Tesla. While she was live streaming, she was mocking, making fun of the ICE agents that were chasing her. When she finally got confronted in that little garage-style structure, she began to cry wolf, saying that I'm going to go out freely, just let me do what I got to do. When you're about to be arrested, they don't care what you want to do. They don't care that you want to end your life. What this story proves is that what goes around comes around. So many of these influencers and so many people that are doxing ICE agents and inciting violence to people that are simply trying to make this country a better place for U.S. citizens are getting exactly what they deserve. She is now not only being detained, but ultimately, allegedly, she is going to be deported back to her home country, and I couldn't be happier. But let me know what you think in the comments section, and don't forget to hit that follow.
Now, they started this campaign against our Hispanic brothers and sisters. What goes around comes around. It is what it is. We get it. Okay? He only has 3 years left. Hopefully we can do something else. Because nobody wants him around. I don't know who wants him around, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't want him around. So, but many Latino families, many of the Latino families, even those with legal status in the United States and kids born here, are scared. They are afraid to be out, going to school, grocery store, workplace. Advocacy groups reported a sharp increase in calls to hotlines from people asking how to prepare for possible raids or detainment. I'm sure there's people out there telling them what to do and where to do and how to do. Okay, so they should have made emergency plans. I'm not being facetious. Here's the thing: you can't vote for something, and that's the thing. When I tell people you have to vote for something, you can't vote against other people. And this is what a lot of people in this election did. A lot of people in this election, you didn't vote for anything. You just voted so that bum Keisha couldn't get food stamps. You just voted so you could get those illegal immigrants up the fuck out of here. You just voted for the hate and the rhetoric that was coming out of this president's mouth. You voted for this hate. You voted for this rhetoric. Okay? Sure, deportation is fine. But I don't believe in the way that they're doing the deportation. That's all. I just don't believe in doing the deportation. But I truly believe a lot of y'all voted for him because you didn't want to vote for the black woman. You didn't want to vote for the black woman. And that wasn't specifically all you voted for. You didn't want to vote for the black woman. You didn't want to vote for, you didn't want immigrants in here. You didn't. It was a bunch of stuff that you didn't hate, that you didn't like. Instead of voting for stuff that you wanted, you voted for stuff that you hated. And this is what happens when you vote for stuff and you don't have no true conviction behind what you vote for. It's just a knee-jerk reaction. God damn it, she a woman, she black, those gay people, those trans people. Okay. A lot of people voted for stuff because they hated other people. This is what happens. This is what happens. I ain't mad at you. Stand on it. All right, hold on. Let me start this. Video. Come on, video.
Major news for the 2026 midterms: about a quarter of all Latino voters in America regret voting for Donald Trump in 2024. And there continues to be signs of other defections from the Republican Party. 11% of Trump voters overall say they plan to support a Democrat in 2026. But Latino voters, Trump made massive gains with the Latino community. It was one of the reasons he was able to propel the victory, one of the reasons why he was able to make gains in swing states like Nevada and Arizona. If a quarter of Latino voters are regretting their vote, this is a seismic shift, and it's not rocket science why the Latino community feels this way. When ICE is terrorizing Latino communities, when they are using racial profiling, when they're apprehending American citizens and people with legal status and throwing them into Alligator Alcatraz and not giving them water. I mean, we had American veterans who fit a profile being thrown in there. We had a woman deprived of water for 2 days. When people have their due process violated, they typically do not support the president doing it. So if trends continue to go this way, and if a quarter of Latino voters change, if 11% of Trump voters change, we're not going to have a blue wave in 2026. We're going to have a blue tsunami. All right, major news for the 2026.
That's a bad thing. Signs don't bode well for the Republicans. It just is what it is. And usually that's how it is during election season. You usually get the other party comes into play. The other party is the one that comes and they ain't going to forget this. You put fear and anxiety in people. Okay? You put fear and anxiety in the Latino community. 46%, I think like 46% voted for Donald Trump or whatever he said. If that 20-some% swings back the other way, that's all the Democrats need is a good message. If it swings back the other way, it's going to be hell come November 2026. And this is why the Republican Party is working so hard to cheat the system, because they understand what's coming their way. The unhealthy, the unpopular big beautiful bill, which did nothing for the American people, did nothing for the American people that make X, Y, and Z. Nothing. So this is where we're at. We're at the cusp of what's going to happen in the Republican primaries or Republican
I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you.
We love you. We love you.
Person after person left Miami's immigration court in tears Thursday.
And there's actually people sobbing on the other line, crying and scared for the family members.
Practically the same day he took office, he went against Venezuelans. It seemed personal.
Absolutely, he went against you. He got all your shit snatched back. Yours, what is it? Blacks, or was it I forgot, was it Jamaicans or was it what was the group? It was a couple of y'all Venezuelans. He took all of that back. He just wanted y'all vote. Now you would be idiots if you voted for him again. You would be idiots if you didn't vote his ass out of office. Not vote his ass out of office. Vote the Republicans out of office, because the Republicans actually helped him do it. Right? Yeah, they helped him do it. So this is what happens.
I got deported.
because I vote for Donald Trump. Now everybody's getting deported because they voted for Donald Trump.
Hello, welcome back, friends, to another Think Out Loud video. If you're new here, pull up a chair and grab your coffee. This is where we laugh, we learn, and we shake our heads together at how MAGA keeps turning life into one long FAFO story. And to my returning crew, you already know, it feels good to be back with the family. Sometimes when I'm making these videos and I come across die-hard MAGA fans, I honestly have to stop and ask myself, how do you get yourself this deep into the rabbit hole? Sometimes you want to laugh, sometimes you want to cry, but most of the time, it's just unbelievable.
Y'all make sure y'all hit the like button, share button, all that good stuff, please and thank you. And I said please and thank you. Hit the like button, subscribe. That'd be amazing. We have this kind of content every night, different kinds of content, headline news, all those things. But tonight we're having the Latinos who voted for Donald Trump. I will vote for Donald Trump. Now, are we changing our minds? Are we changing our opinions?
Now, today's FAFO edition is one that still shocks me. We're talking about Latino immigrants, Cubans, Venezuelans, and others, who proudly voted MAGA. Folks who stood on stages saying, we came here legally, so send the illegals back.
You know, that's kind of fucked up. That's really a bad thing. That people came here legally and he snatched all that back. He snatched all of that back.
Without ever stopping to think that some of their own uncles, cousins, or even parents may have crossed that border without papers. And when the deportation machine they voted for came rolling through, it didn't care who was legal and who wasn't. Suddenly, their own families were in the crosshairs. And here's the big issue with that mindset. Once they're safely inside, they slam the door shut behind them. They weaponize the same system that...
Yeah, that's the fucked up part too. You came here illegally. And then you got the nerve to say, I want them people deported. Even though you came here illegally. And then you did what you had to do to become legal. But you slammed it. You give yourself a leg up in this country. You give yourself a leg up in this country. And then you pull the ladder up behind you so nobody else can do it. So nobody else can come in here. That's a special kind of trash. That's a special kind of trash that would do that.
That could just as easily come for their own family. And in the process, they turn immigration from an opportunity into a punishment. That's not just hypocrisy. That's cruelty dressed up as loyalty. So in this video, we're breaking down why so many Latino MAGA immigrants lined up behind Trump, what they thought they were getting, and the reality they actually got. And stick with me till the end, because we're also going to tackle the argument you know is coming. The "but Obama deported more people than Trump" defense.
But Obama did it. Obama did it. Biden did it. Biden opened up the gates and let them all come in. Biden opened up the border. That don't matter now, not do it.
Spoiler, the numbers tell one story, but the cruelty tells another. This is FAFO Economics, Immigration Edition. And believe me, this one is going to leave you shaking your head right alongside me. All right, so let's get into it. The big question here is why? Why did so many Latino immigrants, Cubans, Venezuelans, even some Mexicans, throw their weight behind MAGA when the policies on the table were basically a blueprint for their own deportation?
Trump all the way.
Are you for Trump?
Absolutely.
So what would you say to someone who says you're Mexican and Trump hates us?
He doesn't hate us. He hates the lawbreakers. He hates the illegals. Don't come here illegally.
See, I gotta correct you right off the bat, because he coming to get all you brown people. He come to get all you brown people. It don't matter whether you legal or not legal. You still gonna tangle with them ICE folks. You gonna tangle with them ICE folks, boy. You don't want to tangle with them ICE folks. Trying to make them, especially if you got an accent. If you got an accent, you gonna be sitting there for a minute. You gonna be fucked up in for a minute. That's wild. That's all they got to do is come get you because you got brown skin. Kind of makes you think, oh, them black people must have been telling the truth when they said that the police always target them because of their skin. I wonder how y'all felt getting targeted because of y'all skin.
Welcome. Come. I did. Not illegally.
That's right. I came here too legally.
Yeah, and making a difference.
That's
Not
right.
hurting anybody, not stealing from anybody, earning your way.
Well, God bless you
That's
for being on the
it.
Trump train.
Thank you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, God is going to prevail through Trump.
That's right.
Press conference in Doral Monday, Venezuelan Americans denounced the Trump administration and South Florida Republicans.
More than betrayal. No. Beyond betrayal.
Shocking.
They used us.
No.
They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that it was not going to touch the documented people.
They wasn't going to touch the documented people. They wasn't going to do that.
How you believe that? Hey!
What problems are you talking about?
My culture is a very dominant culture. And it's imposing and it's causing problems. If you don't do something about it, you're going to have taco trucks every corner.
Wait a minute.
You going to have taco? Oh, we got a special kind of coon. We got a Mexican coon, y'all. A Mexican coon. Did you just hear what he said? If Donald Trump don't target these people, you're going to have a taco truck on every corner. Self-hate is real. Self-hate is real. This is a Mexican coon. A Mexican coon.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I have to let Adriano in here.
I don't know.
I don't even know what that means, and I'm almost afraid to ask.
I'm offended.
I'll tell you what that means. The
Says,
Spanish never conquered Mexico. We are a culture that have a lot of good things that we bring to the United States, but we also have problems. And you guys are going nuts over something that there's a 10th step to this problem, and you guys are already talking about the 10th step. We haven't even started.
Well, the answer to how they would possibly vote like this is layered and honestly kind of tragic. First, there's the fear factor. Many Cubans and Venezuelans came to the US escaping socialism. So when Trump rolled out the Democrats are socialists line, it hit like a dog whistle. He didn't have to say much, just mention Venezuela or Cuba, and suddenly people were convinced a vote for MAGA was the only way to protect freedom. Then there's the
how do you flee your country? How do you flee your country and come and walk right into the hands of a fascist? How does that happen? When you saw all that dictatorship from Trump in the first administration, how do you vote for something that you fled? Didn't you flee that? Didn't you come from Cuba and you flee the dictatorship? How do you come right back under the dictatorship? How do you self-deport? I'm confused.
Religion angle. A lot of Latino communities are deeply Catholic or Christian, and Trump leaned hard into conservative values, anti-abortion, anti-LGBTQ rhetoric. Never mind that the man quoting the Bible can't name a single verse.
Not one damn verse. Don't go to church. Ain't even pretending to go to church. But for some reason, y'all thought he was the most church-going Christian on the planet. This is Trump.
For some, the religious branding was enough. And of course, there's the law and order card. Trump sold the idea that cracking down on illegals would make America safer. And some immigrants who had already secured their own papers bought into it. They figured, hey, we did it the right way, so now we can draw the line behind us. which, let's be real, is like climbing onto the lifeboat and then pushing the ladder back into the ocean. Sure, you're safe for now, but what happens when the storm shifts and that same boat comes for you?
Right.
And that's the thing. These motivations, fear of socialism, religious loyalty, law and order, all made sense emotionally, but none of them accounted for reality. Because Trump's policies didn't stop to check who was a good immigrant and who wasn't. They just painted everyone with the same brush.
They deny my application. I have to leave by August the 3rd. President Donald Trump has said many times that he loves our military. So my husband, when he ran his campaign, he mentioned how much he loves the military. And every time he has opportunity, he's laid out and said, I love our military. So when he was running for president, I told my husband, I'm like, are you sure you want to vote Republican? And he's saying he's going to deport criminals. You're not a criminal. Every time we go to ICE, they tell you, Mr. Juarez, your wife is not a criminal. You're not a criminal. You don't have to worry about it. And he voted for him, and now he's deporting his wife. And now they deported me. They're kicking me out, and they're breaking my family apart. Before you enlist in the military, think it twice. Before you marry an immigrant, think it twice. Think it if it's really worth for you to save this country. Because look how they treat me.
A wave of disappointment. One of President Donald Trump's most loyal voting blocs, Cuban and Venezuelan immigrants. Now speaking out.
I know that when he was talking, he said mass deportation. I know I heard that man say mass deportation when he was running. I know I heard that. Why wouldn't that fire even get close to you? Why wouldn't that fire have occurred to you that maybe my uncle is illegal here? Maybe my mother is illegal here. Maybe my cousin is illegal here. Why didn't that occur to none of them? Except because, maybe 46, I think 56% voted Democrat. Why didn't nothing occur to them, especially the ones in Florida? That's got to be the most fucked up part. All you Floridians and the damn tourist season is fucked up. Floridian workers, the hotel people, the restaurant people, all them people gone. Construction people gone. Scared to show up on jobs. How y'all didn't hear what he said? When he said he was going to deport mass deportation. He was going to do mass deportation. Wow. Just how you deport yourself? I don't understand that. But then again, she was a black woman. And there's a lot of colorism in those Hispanic, all of them. There's a lot of colorism in y'all. That's what happened.
In Miami, a Republican stronghold, as the recent wave of deportations hits home and the Trump administration moved to end temporary legal status, or TPS, for more than 500,000 people who arrived during the Biden administration.
He withdrew their status over 500,000 people, which means they got to go. You got to vamoose, because he's not turning it around. He's letting white South Africans come. He's letting those people come. He's kicking your brown eye. He kicking your brown ass out. Tiffany, you need to grow up. I can't do the research for you. You really need to grow up. We can't do the research for you.
Elena Conde says she came here from Cuba by plane on humanitarian parole in 2023. Her husband, Ariel Lara, crossed the border with Mexico twice, once in 2019 when he was detained and deported, and then again in 2022. 6 weeks ago, he was taken into custody at his residency hearing.
Que vaya a ICE. So he was given an appointment to go to ICE. You told him before he left for that appointment, you don't have anything to worry about.
Tú no has hecho nada ilegal.
You haven't done anything.
Instead, he was transferred to Texas, where we spoke to him from his detention center.
How do you feel about everything that's happening right now in this country with the deportation?
So here's my question. And I really can't get past this one thing. Trump said he was going to deport the criminals, right? So how do you figure that you would be able to find the criminals? In order to find the criminals, you gotta go through all the people, and seeing as how you all believe that they're criminals because they're over here illegal, that means all illegal people are criminal. Why didn't you think you were a criminal when you crossed the border and you were sitting here working and doing what you had to do? Why did you think you were considered a criminal? That's wild. Wow. Nobody is lying about Mr. Trump, Daniel. You need to get it together. For real, you really need to get it together. We ain't doing none of that coddling you Trump people. We ain't coddling none of you Trump people. This person said what they said. Okay? He said what he said. If you're illegal, you're getting deported. Okay? You finding out the hard way, he meant you because you walked into the country. That's wild.
You don't understand how this could happen. What did you think was going to happen when Trump won? You're saying you believed the president when he said he was going to deport criminals.
Now, Elena is left behind with her daughter, 7-month-old son, and Ariel's 70-year-old grandmother, who has been a U.S. citizen for years.
Even though being over here and coming over here illegally is not a felony, it's not on that lane. It's more of like a traffic ticket, maybe something less than a jaywalking ticket. It's more like that. It's still an ordinance. It's still something against the law. So, and this is what he meant. That's how he got a lot of y'all. Y'all thought you didn't think it was a crime. You didn't think it was gonna get you deported. The punishment outweighs the actual crime is outweighed by the punishment because the punishment is wild. Okay, that's wild.
Casi no puedo dormir.
Together, facing a reality they never imagined.
Toda mi familia votó por Trump.
Lo apoyaba a Trump durante su campaña. Did you support him?
Yo estoy fuera.
You're outside of it. You can't vote. Pero te sientes decepcionada? Do you feel disappointed, deceived, engañada?
Me siento mal porque sé que ellos.
I have always said that stupid people are the most dangerous people on this entire planet.
Absolutely. I'm right with you, bro. I'm right with you.
I avoid stupid people like a ticking time bomb with no timer because you're not sure when they're going to go off. You can guarantee they're going to go off. You just don't know when.
Right.
Let me be very clear about this. Stupid has nothing to do with diplomas or degrees or jobs. I have met morons with Ivy League paper plastered all over their walls in frames who couldn't navigate a moral choice if you drew it for them on a map. Stupid people walk around through life oblivious to the damage they cause. They're the ones who vote against their own interests. They think they're always right, and that's the problem. That right there is the real poison. Because when you're stupid and you do things like vote against your own self-interests,
vote against your own self-interests,
pulled by fear, pulled by propaganda, by whatever authority pats you on the head and says, "You're doing a great job, vote for me." I would sooner sit next to a hateful, racist person than a stupid person. At least the racists know who they are. They're going to spew venom for sure, but there's a twisted kind of honesty to them. You know where you stand with them. You know exactly where the landmines are. With stupid people who vote against their own interests, you never know. They'll smile at you, they'll call you their friend, and they'll gladly set the room on fire with you in it, thinking they're helping. Stupid people are chaos wrapped in flesh. They will never truly know the harm they cause until it's too late. And that right there is the real problem.
Right. Yeah, it's all about race. It's about race. It's about the current administration working on the 2025 playbook. If any of y'all read the 2025 playbook, then you would know what's happening. The 2025 book, the first phase of the 2025 Project 2025, is to get rid of the government and then to break down all of the safety nets that we have. Get rid of Medicaid, Medicare, and all that. Then get all the brown and white people out of it. Brown and black people out of the country? I don't know. To get rid of these people? If you didn't read Project 2025, it's your fault. It's your fault that you never read it. Because we kind of, see, I'm a part of the 92%. I'm a part of the 92% of women that voted not for Trump, but voted for Kamala. Because I could see that this was a trash human being. I could see he was a trash human being a mile away. Some of us saw that. Some of y'all thought he was just joking when he said some of this shit.
So let's talk about what happened once those deportation policies kicked in, because this is where the FAFO really started to show. Minority MAGA immigrants were out there cheering for ICE raids.
But Kamala was a better choice for these Latino people. He was. She was. For these Latino people, she was. How what you want me to say? Shit.
Chanting "Build the Wall" and talking about law and order. But when the crackdown actually happened, it didn't stop to ask who voted for who. ICE didn't care if you had a MAGA hat in your closet or if you sang along at a Trump rally. All they saw was immigrant. And the result? Families torn apart. Workers picked up in raids. Kids coming home from school to find one parent gone. Even people who had been in the country for decades suddenly found themselves under threat. And here's the irony. Some of the same folks who said, "Send the illegals back," woke up one day to find out that back meant their own cousin.
Back meant their own cousin, their own mama, their own friends, their own family. This is why I see some of y'all need a license to vote. Because you weren't voting for anything. A lot of y'all don't vote for anything. You vote against something. Instead of voting for something, you voted against something. That's wild.
Their own uncle, their own neighbor. That's not winning. That's tripping over your own shoelaces and acting like gravity betrayed you.
Right.
And this is what makes this chapter of FAFO so powerful. Immigration systems don't operate on vibes. They don't check your voting record. They don't ask if you came the right way or the wrong way. They just enforce the rules. And when you cheer for harsher rules, you're cheering for harsher outcomes, even when they land on your own doorstep.
Then MK Pride, no, Europeans are not, Hamid Sous, they not, Europeans are not getting kicked out because it's not about Europeans. It's about the black and brown people. Don't you know? It's about the black and brown people. Don't let nothing tell you anything different. It's about the black and brown people getting the fuck up out of here. That's what it's about. They can't deport all of us because we were born here. Us black folk was born here. But they can sure get rid of them damn Latinos. They can sure get rid of y'all. They saw the trend of white America becoming less white. They saw the trend. How is it that the Latinos is now more percentage in the United States than black people? Because they fucking and eating. The Latinos is fucking and eating. Eat, fuck, eat, fuck, eat, fuck. Have babies, eat, fuck, eat, fuck, eat, fuck. They eating and fucking out. They doing it better than the white folks. And seeing as how the white folks, the white women, decided that they wasn't going to have no babies unless they wanted to. And I don't know whether you Mexican people know about birth control or not. They're outpacing the white They're outpacing the white folks, and they're going to be overrun. So let's get rid of the brown folks. We got to get rid of them before they outrun us, before this ain't no white nation no more. What's going on?
I myself am Cuban. My whole family is immigrants. So you would think, hey, I'm pro-immigrant. He can offend Cubans tomorrow and I wouldn't care, as long as my life is better and my peers are enjoying their life as well.
What I would like to see is more jobs come up here, less war, a backbone for America, a better immigration policy. My father came here, got us all citizenships from overseas. He had 4 children. He brought us into all those things to give us a better future. Things are haywire. Let's see what we could get done.
Yeah, Jones, Charlie Jones, and they lost their fucking mind. And they've been lost their fucking mind. And that's the whole point. Ever since Obama became president, white people have lost their fucking mind because they didn't want to listen to a black man tell them what to do. Hell no, somebody that we kept in a cage is our president? What? You know how many motherfuckers come in here and call me a monkey? Yeah, vote. Yeah, those woke motherfuckers. Them woke white people. That's why we got to get rid of all that woke shit. Because them woke white people voted for him. Ever since Obama became president. Them white folks on the right been losing their damn mind.
In this go around with Trump.
I know tons of people that just came from Cuba 20 years ago, doctors, and they've done their American dream. They've done their due process.
I wanted to see Trump back in the White House. And I think people who come here legally, or people who are here and see what is going on with the immigration and how they're giving thousands and thousands of dollars for these people who are coming here, money that they could be spending on the problems that we have in our country.
Florida will be the downfall of Latinos and Hispanics every time. Florida is what I will vote for Donald Trump. Florida is the home of I will vote for Donald Trump. That's where they live. Vote for Donald Trump. The Florida Hispanics had a hit with that one. Y'all trash. Y'all trash. Trump trash. His wig is trash. All y'all are garbage, okay? Y'all gonna be the downfall of the Latinos every motherfucking time. Florida Latinos, Hispanics from Florida? You cannot tell them that they are not Caucasian. Like, it's really just ridiculous.
I voted for Trump. As you can see, I'm a small business owner. To me, I believe...
Absolutely, St. Charles, absolutely.
He did really well with our economy during COVID, with what he was stuck with. You got to follow your heart, and I think that's what us Latinos did. He deserved a second chance, and we gave it to him. And I don't think it was just the Latinos. I think the African Americans, too. We need to work...
No, don't pull us into the bullshit. 89% voted for Kamala Harris, the men, black men. 82% of black men voted for Kamala Harris. 92% of black women voted for Trump, which basically meant damn near all of us black women voted for Kamala. I'm sorry, Kamala. No, we didn't help Trump into the White House at all. It was you Hispanic motherfuckers who helped him in. And he betrayed y'all more than anything. More than anything. He's betrayed y'all more than anybody.
With DACA. They're here. All the migrants, illegals, they're here. Stop threatening them. We're going to deport you.
Person left Miami's immigration court in tears Thursday.
And there's actually people sobbing on the other line, crying and scared for the family members.
Practically the same day he took office, he went against Venezuelans. It seemed personal.
While Didi Espinosa was being handcuffed by ICE agents in the hallway of federal court in Miami, his wife was yelling, quote, "This is unfair. It's not fair." A U.S. citizen married to 44-year-old Espinosa, born in Cuba. The couple met 2 years ago. This month, they got married. They had to wait for his divorce to be approved. On Monday afternoon, he was detained.
Now, here's the part that honestly blows my mind the most. The cultural FAFO. Because it wasn't just policies. It was the way some minority MAGA immigrants went out of their way to prove their loyalty. We saw immigrants, people whose own families crossed borders, chanting "Build the Wall" like it was a badge of honor. waving flags and shouting down other immigrants as if distance from their own story made them more American.
Right.
And here's the irony. You can chant all you want, but walls don't come with an exception clause. They don't say, oh, you're Cuban, Venezuelan, Puerto Rican? Don't worry, this doesn't apply to you. No, once you normalize cruelty, the same cruelty circles back. It's like building a cage, locking someone inside,
Right.
and then realizing the key was in your own pocket the whole time. That's not safety. That's volunteering to be part of the trap. And that's the tragedy of cultural FAFO. In trying to prove they belonged, some immigrants ended up supporting policies that told them they never really would. They thought voting MAGA was their ticket into the in crowd, but the message from the top was clear. Loyalty doesn't erase where you came from. And no amount of cheering changes the fact that when deportations happen,
Right.
nobody checks for rally attendance.
Right. Nobody checks for rally attendance. Nobody does. Nobody give a damn. You saw my banner, right? You better make sure you got a MAGA hat on outside. Maybe you might get lucky. Maybe you might get lucky if you got a MAGA hat on when you go outside. But that's all they see is your brown skin. That's all they see is your brown skin. And you voted to self-deport. You voting against. That's why I said you MAGA people don't vote for nothing. You don't stand on nothing. You only vote against something. You never vote for anything. You vote against everything. Trans, gays, abortion, black, brown, you vote immigration, you vote against stuff. You don't never vote for nothing. That's the problem.
Trump administration officials have been sending babies and other young children. Oh,
look, he made Rachel Maddow cry. He made Rachel Maddow cry.
To at least 3. Can we put up the graphic of this? Thank you. Do we have it? No. 3 tender age shelters in South Texas. Lawyers and medical providers. Just, I think I'm going to have to hand this off. Yeah. Sorry.
You know what's absolutely disgusting? The fact that the McDonald Trump administration is once again ripping migrant children away from their homes and throwing them into government custody. And in some of these cases, it's not because the parents did anything wrong. It's just because someone in the family was accused of something. There's no trial, no conviction, just guilt by association. They are literally punishing children for who they're.
Look, Jones Charlie, come on. You can't be rattling off this weird shit. Stop. Nobody said anything about Sharia law. Nobody said anything about that. And here you are coming out of the damn blue on some bullshit. That's out of the blue bullshit. And now I think you need your brain checked. Stop saying wild shit and nobody talking about. Stay on point.
Their dad is.
Focus.
That's not justice. That's collective punishment, and it's morally bankrupt. And because I'm a wizard and I can see into the future, I already know some dumbasses are going to jump in the comments saying, well, Obama did it too, or Biden separates families too. So let's talk about that. Yes, under Obama and Biden, there have been instances where families were separated. But the reasons and the intent actually matter, people. Under Obama, it usually only happened in cases where the parents were charged with a serious crime or there were legitimate concerns about child abuse or trafficking. And under Biden, it's mostly been bureaucratic breakdowns or safety issues, not a formal policy. Biden even created a task force specifically to reunite families that Trump tore apart. But under McDonald Trump, it's different. It is deliberate. His administration actually created a policy, zero tolerance, where they prosecuted every single adult for crossing the border just so they could separate families on purpose. And
they did that on purpose. They're doing it on purpose, separating families. This is what Trump is doing. He don't care one way or the other because the point is the cruelty. The cruelty is the point, okay? Cruelty to families, kids, everything. That's the point.
They did it without any system to track the kids. That's how we ended up with thousands of children who literally could not reunite with their parents because the government lost track of who belonged to it. Just for you idiots who think.
He just explained it to you, Average Joe. When the parents were criminals, that happened when most of the parents were criminals and they had committed serious crimes. That's how kids ended in cages without their parents. That's how they ended up in cages without their parents. Obama separated kids from parents that were really criminals. That's what happened. That's how kids ended up in cages without their parents. Come on, listen, keep focused.
Biden's fault that all those kids are missing. It wasn't about protecting kids, though. It was about punishing immigrants. So when people try to pretend it's all the same, they're fucking lying, or they just don't care enough to learn the differences. This isn't about left or right. This is about basic humanity. You cannot say you're pro-life, pro-family, or pro-freedom while you're defending a government zip-tying children and tearing families apart with no due process.
Oh, what did you say? What did you say? Don't fucking talk to me about no goddamn pro-life. If you doing what? You separate and you go along with this program where they separate family from kids from their parents? Don't fucking talk to me about pro-life when you support this shit.
This is why we speak up, because if we let them do this to immigrant families without saying a word, they'll feel emboldened to do worse, and they fucking will.
So, Governor, forgive me. I've got to sit down because...
She almost fell down. I remember that.
Okay, so I know y'all remember her. That's Ileana Garcia, who I just recently found out is the leader and creator of LATINOS for Trump. And she recently released a statement saying that the White House immigration crackdown was inhumane. Now, she said, "This is not what we voted for," State Senator Ileana Garcia said in a statement on Saturday. "I have always supported Trump through thick and thin. However, this is unacceptable and inhumane."
Well, they did sign up for it, actually, and this is...
They did sign up for it. You Latinos, you signed up for this bullshit. He's telling you that you signed up for it.
It's what I campaigned on.
You politicians that are saying this, I don't know if you are saying this because you're hoping to get points back with your community, with your constituents who know that you sold them up the river, but it's not going to work. One, this is what you voted for. Do you not remember when this man held a rally and there was one person there that he didn't like at the rally? So he instructed the group of people to beat that person up and drag them out.
Y'all remember that? I remember that. I remember when he said that. I remember.
Of the rally?
Get her out of here. But there's a slob. There's a real slob.
If he does that with somebody at a rally, what do you think he would do with the people that he has labeled horrible things that he says don't belong in this country? Y'all did know this was going to happen. This is what you voted for. This is what you wanted. Because if you didn't want this, there was another clear option of somebody who was not going to do any of this. And the fact that you're the leader of a group called Latinas for Trump, that is Latin women for Trump, says it all. I cannot believe that you decided to put out this statement. Girl, bye.
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
They can be deported together. He said, y'all all finna get the fuck up out of here. We ain't gonna deport the kids without you. You going with your damn kids. So you knew what y'all knew. You Latinos, Hispanic, Cubans, Puerto Rican, Venezuelans, all of y'all, not Puerto Rican, but Venezuelans, all of y'all knew what was going on. You knew it. You just thought it was gonna be somebody else. And that's buyer's remorse. Just like it's buyer's remorse for half these white folks who voted for Donald Trump. Now they're getting screwed over by the prices and the farms. You knew what you voted for. You just didn't want to vote for the black woman. You just didn't want to vote for the black woman because Trump ain't did jack shit for none of y'all. Specifically, if you ain't made it X, Y. If you don't make X, Y, and Z, he ain't did shit for you. Ain't finna do shit for you. Don't give a fuck because he knows this is his last term. So he don't give a fuck what y'all think. And he ain't giving you jack shit. Okay?
Amigos, while we were all sleeping last night, the unsanitized devil was hard at work because this man right here, Tom Holland, is coming back to oversee our nation's borders. If you don't know Trouble Tom, he was the ICE director during Trump's first term, and he was the mastermind behind the zero tolerance policy, which separated parents from their children at the border. He is the reason why a lot of children stayed in the U.S. without their parents, why parents went back to their country of origin without their kids, why 19-month-olds ended up in different states while their parents were in detention camps at other states. I mean, it was just gross. And with that unsanitized orange laser focus on mass deportations, I worry what this means, yes, for undocumented immigrants, but for mixed status families, who we often forget.
I'm sure reason why he ain't came to Texas, Hamdi, then he came to Texas because Texas got a Republican governor. But soon enough, he gonna be there. He gonna be there soon too. Cause you got a trash governor there too. So soon enough, he gonna come and get the legal immigrants there. He just doing around the edges. You notice that look, where's the most illegal immigrants at? Where's the most Hispanic people at? Or brown people at? Texas, Nevada, Las Vegas, California. They all down there. Most of them are down there. Why ain't he doing the raids down there in the Republican-led states? Because he ain't doing it down there. You notice he ain't trying to go to Florida. He ain't making no big deal about going to Florida. Because he really don't want to deport nobody. He don't give a fuck about deporting nobody. It's about the Christian nationalists and them being not a bigger voting bloc as they get older.
Get about, right? Not every single undocumented immigrant in the US is currently coming through the border. A lot of them have been here for many, many years and have contributed so much to this economy. 1 in 10 US households right now includes a mixed status family, which means that if your mom is a resident and your dad is undocumented, but
how you vote and you got mixed residential people in your household? How you know your grandma is not legal and your mom is legal, your dad ain't legal? How you gonna get up and vote for Donald Trump? To vote for your family to go back. How you do that? Scared to go outside, scared to go to the store. Can't let mom out the house. Can't let her drive. Y'all did this to yourself. Most of y'all did it. 46% did
you
this
are
stuff.
a U.S. citizen, your dad does still run the risk of being deported. And under Tom's ideology, instead of just deporting your father, why not deport the whole family? These are families that have been here for decades that will literally be ripped apart because of his ideology, because of this effort of mass deportation. Honestly, amigos, I can't.
When it comes to deportation, you're supposed to think about your whole family as a collective. And you're not supposed to vote for yourself. See, that's the thing about voting. We are all in this experiment together. So when you vote, you're supposed to vote based on what the collective would want, what's good for the collective of our country. Now, we can all agree that spending $3 trillion, $30 trillion is bad for our country. We all as a group can agree that we don't want to be in no wars over in Israel, over in Iran. As a country, we can agree we don't want no more wars. Okay? As a country, we can agree that we want some kind of resolution to deport to immigrants. Okay? We can agree that we want these things, different things. But you can't individually vote for bullshit. Like, I ain't voting for the fucking Democrats because they got gay people on my side, even though the Democrats do everything I want them to do, except they got gay people on the side. Now, that's just dumb. You need a license and a leash.
Say I'm shocked, but I am at a loss for words. And if you are a Latino for Trump in a mixed status family, as I said recently, I hope you get everything you voted for.
Up until now, we've laughed at the irony. But this is where the FAFO stops being funny. Because behind the chants and the rallies, there was a human cost. And it was devastating. Under Trump's crackdown, family separations at the border became a headline.
The topic of the day is Latinos. The Latinos are fucking around and finding out. that it has gotten worse for them. That's the subject of the day. That you voted for Donald Trump. Now it's become even worse because now Trump has won the fact that he can target, or ICE can target you because of the color of your skin and your accent. Okay. Now that happened at the end of September. So now he can target you anyway. They can target you any way that they can. This is the whole discussion. The whole discussion is to wake these fucking Latinos the fuck up and start taking care of your family. Instead of thinking about you, take care of your family. You do everything as a collective. Start doing shit as a collective. Okay? Instead of saying, oh, I want them Latinos out of here. I want them deported. You got extended family that is getting deported because you didn't think of nobody but yourself. I don't understand how you didn't think about family.
And a nightmare. Kids pulled from their parents, infants kept in detention centers, families split with no clear path back to each other. It wasn't policy, it was punishment. And the heartbreaking part, some of the people cheering the loudest were immigrants themselves.
Immigrants themselves. You were immigrants yourself, and you voted to have the immigrants kicked out. Not thinking that your mother was an immigrant, that your cousin was an immigrant, that your friend was an immigrant. Not thinking at all.
Immigrants who thought their loyalty bought them an exception, but cruelty doesn't hand out exceptions. I think about the dreamers too, kids who grew up.
What in the fuck are you talking about, Pat? Ain't nobody fear-mongering over here. Do I look like I'm Latino?
Here, built lives here, went to school here, but had to live with the constant fear that one policy change could rip everything away.
Absolutely, Skylar. Absolutely. Absolutely. Just like they got propaganda videos over on the right. And your president makes one every day. Absolutely. Y'all hit the like button, share button, the hate button, all those buttons.
These are young people who know no other home, and yet their future was treated like a bargaining chip. And here's the truth. None of this checked who voted for who. It didn't matter if you waved the flag at a MAGA rally or if you'd never been political at all. When the system was weaponized, it treated all immigrants as suspects. So while some thought they were standing on the right side, the reality is they were standing on quicksand. And no chant, no hat, no loyalty pledge could stop the ground from sinking beneath them. That's the deepest FAFO of all. Thinking you're safe because you sided with power.
Right.
Only to find out that power doesn't see you as one of its own.
Now, before we close this out, let me go ahead and address the comment I already know is being typed out right now. But
you're a shit talker, Pat. You're definitely that. Go believe the propaganda on the other side. Go believe it.
But Obama deported more people than Trump. Let's start by listening to these few clips.
I've been having a lot of videos pop up on my feed comparing the Obama administration of deportation to the Trump administration of deportation and what's going on right now and why people are getting upset now versus back then, and Obama did the same thing and all of that. But as somebody who practiced immigration law during all of Obama's years as presidency, I can tell you that yes, Obama did deport a lot of people, okay? But what he did was he deported and gave orders of deportation for people who were incarcerated while they were serving their term, whether it was a state criminal incident or a federal criminal incident. So he did not really have the immigration judge do the deportations. He did have ICE do the deportations for the most part, and he would have the person deported directly from the state penitentiary or the federal prison. Also for a group of people that were convicted of aggravated felonies and they didn't have relief available. So the Obama administration streamlined those deportations directly from the criminal facilities to their home country. Obama did not deport people who were in the middle of an immigration process. he also adhered to the legal protections that were given to people, such as withholding of removal or convention against torture. So there's a vast difference between the Obama-style deportations and the Trump-style deportations that we are going through right now.
A big, very big difference. A big, very big difference. Okay? You need to have a change. Yeah, I probably will. But that's the thing. Now we're in the middle of it. Okay? And the whole point is it's too much too soon. Every day this president has an announcement. Every day this president does some other kind of bullshit. Every day. Okay? Obama deported criminals. That's what she's saying. She was a lawyer for the Obama administration. She said he deported criminals mostly. Okay, it's year one, unfortunately. Hopefully we got this last year to deal with him. Hopefully that's the case. Okay? Because you have the swing of the independent voters, you have the swing of the Latino voters, you're gonna have the swing of some white voters, you're gonna definitely have the swing in some black voters. My whole point is they need to be voted out of office. They just need to be voted out of office. Because nobody voted for all of this. Nobody voted for all of this. And we're going around the wrong path. But it is what it is.
They called Obama the deporter in chief. He deported more people than Trump ever did, but he followed the law to do it.
Yeah.
As long as you follow the law, that's great. But when Donald goes around saying, we're just going to kick him out, right?
We are going to start the largest mass deportation in the history of our country because we have no choice.
I'm going to, do whatever.
Right, that just sounds like it sounds like a boast and not like
more
what
gangster.
Is the actual practice.
Right, more gangster. Right.
But the fact that people have come in lawlessly, it feels like...
Biden up. No one's saying he didn't.
Yeah.
Right, he let too many people in. That could have been the Bernie Sanders side of him, right? I'm not saying, he did the right thing.
Yeah.
Right, but you are where you are, right? So the only question is...
The whole point is, if you want to find the criminals, tell everybody they got to come down and register. You come down and register at Social Security office. You come down, give amnesty to the people. But see, you can't give them amnesty because the white Christian nationalists don't like it. Yeah, this is the bigger part of the Project 2025. It is what it is. We can't turn around and look at Biden and say, Biden let them all in. Fuck Biden. Too late for Biden. It's too late. We already in our own thing. Everything that happens from here on out is Trump's fault. Okay? Everything happens from here on out is Trump's fault. Okay? They already here. The whole point is, how do we get rid of them, or we make them legal citizens and then kick the criminals out for real. But that's not the goal of this president.
How do you fix it? Right.
These are the biggest differences between the Obama era and the Trump era as an immigration lawyer. The first and most important one is DACA. The Obama administration enacted DACA to provide protections to children who entered the US with their parents who were undocumented. However, under the Trump administration, we saw a halt on any new DACA applications. The second biggest difference is the policy surrounding the public charge rule. The Trump administration made it so that USCIS could deny visas based on someone's educational background and whether the officer believes that this person could become a public charge to the US, meaning that in the future, they could ask for government benefits. The last is the travel ban. So during the Trump administration, we saw a travel ban from major Muslim countries. This included not only just immigrant visas, but also non-immigrant visas.
Right. Obama's administration oversaw record deportations, especially in his first term. He focused heavily on recent border crossers and people with criminal records. That earned him the nickname Deporter-in-Chief. But here's the difference, and it's a big one. With Obama, deportation was treated like an unfortunate consequence of policy. With Trump, deportation became the policy. The cruelty wasn't just tolerated, it was the point. Family separations weren't an accident, they were a strategy. The rhetoric wasn't quiet, it was loud, designed to spread fear through immigrant communities, legal and undocumented alike. So, yes, Obama's numbers were high, but Trump's style turned it into a spectacle. It's like comparing someone who speeds on the highway to someone who revs the engine, runs over mailboxes, and brags about it on live TV. Same road, very different ride. And here's where the FAFO hits full circle. Minority MAGA immigrants ignored that history. They looked at Trump's cruelty and applauded it, thinking it somehow made them safer, more.
And that's the thing. People look at this policy as a good thing. You looking at this policy, you're applauding this policy. That makes you trash. Because the cruelty is the point. Cruelty is the point.
American, more accepted. But in reality, they voted for a system that put their own families, their own neighbors, their own futures right in the crosshairs.
Right.
And that's where I'll wrap it for today.
Right. That's the whole thing. What recently changed was the fact that on September 8th, Supreme Court issued an order in the case of something called Nome versus Vasquez Perdomo. I forgot the name. Perdomo, something like that. That put a hold on a lower court's injunction that had restricted immigration enforcement stops in the Los Angeles area. The lower court had issued a temporary restraining order on July 11th, 2025, that prevented immigration agents from making detentive steps unless they had reasonable suspicion that a person was in violation of the immigration law. Importantly, the TRO specifically prohibited relying solely on 4 factors or any combination of them to form reasonable suspicion in the district. So, the temporary stay in Los Angeles said a person's race or identity cannot be used, speaking Spanish cannot be used, being present in certain locations like car washes, agricultural sites, bus stops, labor pickup sites, and for the type of work the person does. You couldn't use those 4 things against the person. That was a temporary stay for people who couldn't get picked up because of that in Los Angeles, July 11th. Then Trump went to court and the court overturned that. Supreme Court overturned that on September 8th and said, you can use those factors in order to deport people. Okay? What it doesn't mean is not a law passed by Congress or a statutory law that explicitly allows discrimination. It's a judicial decision. Okay? The decision does not mean immigration agents can stop anybody solely on those 4 factors in all circumstances. The court did not fully decide the merits. Rather, it lifted the injunction that happened on July 11th. Okay? So it's going to be further legal action. The rule remains that stops need reasonable suspicion under the 4th Amendment. So basically, ICE can stop anybody that they want to if they can validate why they're stopping them, if they can validate why they're detaining them. Okay? Under the 4th Amendment, which requires a reasonable, articulable basis in the totality of the circumstances. That means multiple factors might be considered. It's not supposed to be purely a hunch or stereotype. Yeah, they make up their own reasons, and they can make up their own reasons. So it's gotten worse for the Hispanic and Latino community. It's gotten worse for y'all. The matter is being litigated right now as we speak. Okay? So, the federal agents, customs enforcement, they can enforce whatever they want to enforce. They're allowed by this decision to use different factors in order to, such as race, accent, all that, so they can get their reasonable suspicion. The decision does not mean that they can rely solely on those factors. But you know and I know, hey, they don't give a fuck about those facts. They don't give a fuck about that. You know why they picking up those people. Everybody knows why they picking up those damn people. Okay? They understand that. Okay? So, you're going to get picked up. Nobody going to say anything twice. Nobody, you going to be in the middle of alligator Alcatraz before you know it. Looking at God only knows what. And they don't care. People don't care. They do not care. They putting you out there just like this.
It's inhumane the way that they're keeping their residents. When I got there, it was overwhelming.
She shared her state of Florida credential, which lists her position as a corrections officer.
They said it was going to be 5 days on, 2 days off. I was aware that it was going to be the alligator Alcatraz. We had to use the porta-johns. We didn't have hot water half the time. Our bathrooms were backed up. It looked like an oversized dog kennel.
She says each tent had 8 large cages.
Each pod holds 35 to 38 inmates. They have bunk beds in them. They have no sunlight. There's no clock in there. They don't even know what time of the day it is. They shower every other day or every 4 days. The bathrooms are backed up because you got so many people using them.
On rainy days, she says, the water pours into the tents.
Not everybody there is a criminal. These people are still human. You've pulled them from their livelihood. They're scared. They don't speak our language.
Lindsay says she was fired from the facility after she caught COVID and was accused of altering medical paperwork submitted to the company. She denies the allegations and says she's coming forward because of what she saw.
And yeah, I was fired. And yeah, I'm pissed off. But more so than ever, like, they're doing wrong. I thought it would get better, but it never did. It's inhumane the way that they're keeping their residents.
Okay, so it is what it is. It's the way that they're doing it. And they're going to continue to do it because he got a bigger budget. They're going to continue to do it. My whole point is, what are people going to do about it?
We're going to have to take a more progressive approach to this.
I agree. We want health care and women's rights.
I love pulling.
The power of Bernie compels you. The power of Bernie compels you.
I think you should put the M on his head.
I am for MAGA.
No, for Mexican.
Letteros and Mario Lopez. Oh, hail dictator.
It's time to end this, man. Play the song.
You're right.
Fox News. Donald Trump. I like Obama.
I think it's working.
It's working, dude. He's changing. He's changing. Look.
Hey, why?
He's back to normal.
We got Gordito back.
Hell yeah, they petty as hell. They petty as hell on this.
What do you want to eat?
What happened?
You want a beer?
Give me 5, dude.
Trump all the way.
Are you for Trump?
I just wait.
Doesn't hate Latinos. Of course, Donald Trump doesn't hate any minorities. He doesn't hate black people. No, he doesn't. He only hates people that breaks the law. So I guess he hates himself because he himself has break the law all the freaking time. He's a convicted felon. This is the part that I just cannot just understand. You are voting, you voted for a rapist. You voted for a convict.
Y'all know
Welcome.
I'm ignorant, right? Y'all know I'm ignorant,
to these
right?
people in ICE detention centers. It is
Y'all
a
know
shame
I'm
that
ignorant, right?
members of the black community started the trend, and so many other people followed. This is an updated voting poll.
Updated.
Brown people voted for Kamala Harris more, but you fall for the colonizers' divisive tactics, the inaccurate voting polls, the initial propaganda. It is immature and immoral to be centering that type of behavior in response to a community that is being mass deported, imprisoned in concentration camps, and tossed out of the country to who knows where without any rights or contact to any lawyer or family. When we should be focused on solidarity, and this has to stop immediately, especially those of you who claim to be activists perpetuating this FAFOBS nonsense.
Shouts out to Aaliyah, because this is where it was on her page when I first saw this lady, this
Mhm.
Mexican lady, and then I went to her page and she doubled down and literally said that they helped us during the Civil War, which is a lie, and the Mexicans helped free the slaves. First of all, Mexico had slavery themselves that wasn't abolished until 1829 or 1830 or something, somewhere around there. And the president that abolished slavery in Mexico was Afro-Indigenous.
Right.
I don't know why they keep leaving that part out. He looked more like a negro than he looked like
A Negro.
y'all picking up what I'm putting down? And when we were down there, we was fighting beside them. We was helping to protect their borders.
Right.
They conveniently leave that out. All this civil rights, there was nobody that was not fighting with us for civil rights. It's a lie and a scam, not as a collective. And they know a lot of them are anti-black. It is so crazy that they keep.
But see, that's a lot of colorism that happens in the Latino community. And I believe it was part of the reason why they didn't vote for Kamala. Her being a black woman, they didn't want to vote for her. A lot of people looked at her and said, a black woman, first of all, a woman, she's not strong enough. She can't let the leaders won't respect her. Nobody can stand up to her. She can't stand up to nobody, X, Y, and Z. So these are reasons why a lot of y'all didn't vote for her. You could say, I got policy and anything. No, I don't believe you. You looked at her and said she was black. She was a woman. So that colored some of your judgment. It was what it is. It was what it is. You wanted to vote for the man, even though he was a felon, even though he was a trash human being, even though he was X, Y, and Z, you still voted for him. It is what it is. You got an opportunity to correct that. We got an opportunity to correct that. I ain't going to help you if you don't correct this shit come November 2026.
Blaming us. First of all, we've been saying fuck around and found out, just like we've been saying a whole.
She could have had a paper bag for a goddamn policy. Nobody should have let that man back into the damn Oval Office. She could have came and pulled her pants down and swung her ass like goddamn, what's her name? The one chick. And she would have been way better than goddamn Donald Trump.
Bunch of other shit.
No, I know you people, you don't like to say it. You only admit it and deep down where dark places ain't nobody at that she was black or she was a woman. A lot of y'all didn't vote for her because of those two things. A lot of y'all didn't.
That they co-opt and steal and turn into something else. Fuck around and found out never really had no political meaning. That's just how black people talk. Bitch, fuck around and find out. That's how we talk. Why do they keep blaming us and censoring us when we are not the ones that's putting them in concentration camps? We do not yield, nor do we hold the power to deport them. They are focusing on the wrong people. Why y'all not mad at MAGA? Why y'all not sticking it to the white man? I mean, we just got to call it a spade a spade. It's so weird that the Mexican and the Latino community keeps coming for black people. It's because we're not putting our bodies, we're not sacrificing our bodies and going and...
Here's the deal. This is why we ain't going out in the streets and we not doing none of this damn protesting. This is what we ain't doing. Why do you think, and I'm going to put y'all on some game, because most of y'all don't even fucking know what the game is. The game is to get the black folks out into the street so we can hunt and kill the black folks. That's the plan. We have set out every protest. Majority of us have set out every protest related to this Donald Trump, this whole administration since he's been elected. Because most of us, if you've been paying attention, we know he just want to have black folks out in the street. Why do you think they keep ramping up this rhetoric? Terrorist, Antifa. We got to send in the troops. We got to send in the military because they're waiting for black folks to hit the goddamn street so they can start killing and jailing black folks. And don't you take your ass out there in the street to vote to protest for none of that. Mexican, Hispanic, Latinos, white folks, y'all got us into this mess. Y'all gonna fucking get us out of this mess. We not putting our bodies on the line. We just ain't doing that. We just ain't doing that. Ain't no talking points. These are my points. Ain't no talking points. These are my points. I know that's what they want to do it for. It's not our fight. This ain't black folks' fight. It's you Hispanic people fight. You Hispanic people, get your ass out there. Y'all a bigger voting block than us. Y'all 19% voting block. Get y'all's ass out there and do what y'all got to do. And then take the white folks with y'all and go on again and go and do what you got to do. You done, Pat, because I don't understand what you mean by fear mongering. No, my points are on top. We know why they saying what they saying. Black folks know. We've been in this. We've been here before. Black folks been here before. We understand exactly what the fuck they trying to do.
Running out and standing on the front lines. Is that what it is? Why they got so much animosity toward us like we're the ones that's doing this to them?
Why do they have such animosity towards the black folks? We ain't did shit to y'all Latin people. We ain't did shit to y'all Latin people. We ain't did shit to y'all white people. And yet and still, the HBCUs got threatened the minute Charlie Kirk got killed. The minute Charlie Kirk got shot, the HBCUs got threatened. Why y'all threatening HBCUs? Why? Ain't nobody put that in the chat yet. Ain't nobody put it in the chat yet that explained to me why when Charlie Kirk got shot, y'all threatened the HBCUs. Not one of y'all can put that in the chat and tell me why y'all threatened the HBCUs.
We're not inflicting any pain on you. And as per Aaliyah's video, because I never saw that initial video, she played a video of a bald head clear guy coining fuck around and find out for political purposes. Once again,
white folks, y'all the ones threatening. Y'all the one threatening the HBCUs. Y'all the one did that. The minute Charlie Kirk got killed, the HBCUs got threatened. Why? And we don't have nothing to do with you. We don't have nothing to do with y'all on that level. Why? No, it wasn't months. Stop all the lying. You lying. Pat, the HBCUs got threatened after Charlie Kirk got killed. Stop it. Yeah, white fatigue is real too. Sick and tired of y'all shit too. Stop it.
Stealing our shit, renaming, reclassifying it, giving it a different meaning. We're not making fun of y'all like that. We really ain't. We don't give a... It's unfortunate, but stop blaming. You're pointing.
You know how y'all black people look at us and say, damn, why is Chico driving that badass truck? Why is Amigo having that badass car? You know how that is? We stick together.
This coming from the people who largely voted to have ICE come get their own kids, get their own family members, and terrorize their own community. And y'all got mad at me. Some of y'all got mad at me when I said this. You sit here in a country where the only reason that you have civil rights is because black people stuck together and got them for you. Otherwise, it's unlikely that you would have any rights at all. And you have the absolute audacity to fix your mouth to say something like this to black people. Be fucking for real.
Charlie Kirk was shot and killed on September 10th at Utah Valley University. The very next day, September 11th, several HBCUs received threats and went into lockdown or canceled classes. I can't be doing all the research for y'all. This is some dumb shit. The HBCUs were threatened the day after Charlie Kirk got killed. Shut the fuck up and do your own research. I said the HBCUs were threatened after Charlie Kirk was shot. Do your own research. I can't be doing this shit. Some of y'all just be listening to bullshit. Why did you all feel the need to threaten the HBCUs the day after Charlie Kirk got killed? Somebody put it in the chat. You so goddamn smart. Specifically, you white people. Or you Hispanic people. Or who the fuck?
Where's the lie? Because sadly, you all proved me right.
Gelacio Velasquez is an undocumented mechanic who has worked in Houston for 25 years. He plays in this park with his 2 U.S. citizen children, ages 5 and 9, and stands by Donald Trump.
How can they answer if they're not involved in that? Yes, they can answer. You can white folks can answer as to why white folks would threaten the HBCUs. Yes, they can answer. Just like I can answer as to why we ain't taking our ass out there to protest. And I ain't all black people. I can definitely say that ain't our fight. That's why we ain't out there. And if we go out there, our bodies are going to be on the line. We going to lose our lives. We going to be in jail. Where they going to be? I can speak for black people when I say that. That ain't no propaganda, no fear mongering. They can speak as to why they white folks threaten the HBCU. Yes, they can. If they want to be true, if they want to be honest. And instead of talking the bullshit, they can be honest. Why did y'all come over there and threaten the HBCUs after Charlie Kirk got killed?
So you support Donald Trump because of the economy?
For the economy, yes.
But you don't support...
You son of coon. Ain't you white? Are you white? Why would your country bumpkin ass relatives threaten black folks at HBCU? So all you got to do is answer that question.
The anti-immigrant rhetoric.
I'm not support the anti-immigrant action.
Do you support his mass deportations?
No, it's not human.
Are you afraid that you could be deported in this mass deportation?
I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid.
Espinosa runs a migrant advocacy group and says many people are afraid and have called him in tears.
So you think, genius son of cool, you actually think somebody called up and said, my name is Bubba from Kentucky. I'm calling in to the HBCUs and I'm threatening the HBCU. No, son of coon. Of course, there's no name attached to it. But you got relatives, if you white, you got relatives that don't really like them brown people, don't really like them black people. So you know why the fuck they would call and threaten the HBCUs. Don't play dumb. Don't play dumb. Because you can sit over here and say all this racist shit. But now you don't know now you don't know why your people over there threatening HBCUs. Now you don't know nothing. That's all you know how to do is talk. Now you don't know nothing about your white folks.
I think there's a heightened sense of fear.
Explain why Latino men are going to Trump.
Democrats forget the promise when these guys are in the office in the Washington. The Latinos want a better nation.
Espinosa believes some of the Latino support for Trump was a vote against the prospect of the first black female president.
There's still a lot of machismo. There's still a lot of misogyny. And something that we need to say aloud is there's a lot of anti-blackness.
Velasquez says he hopes...
I know that's why most of the Latinos didn't vote for her. Because she was a female and because she was black. Some of y'all say she ain't black, perceived black, whatever. They think of her as black. So we might as well just put it in there. I'm not going to quibble about what she is. Okay. But that's why they didn't. He's saying that the reason why we didn't vote for her, one of the reasons why is because there's misogyny. Men don't like women or don't want women to be in positions of power. And because she was black. Right?
Hopes Trump finds compassion for immigrant fathers like him who are not criminals. If you get deported, would you regret your...
I can't believe how racist HQ became for the hate of one man. What man do I hate? Wow. Oh, I forgot, Pat, you are white. Please put in the chat why your people threatened the HBCUs the day after Charlie Kirk got killed. Please put it in the chat. I'd love to know if you want to be honest. You and Son of Cool, if you want to be honest. Why did y'all threaten the black folks?
Support to Donald Trump.
No me arrepentiría.
He's saying that he wouldn't regret supporting Donald Trump. So you're really not thinking about yourself. You're thinking about your children and the future of your children.
Yes, I want the better for my children.
Velázquez and Espinosa.
Do you know how many HBCU? We have at least 8 or 9 HBCUs. They called up the schools and threatened the schools the day after Charlie Kirk got. Why am I doing the research for you? I just explained to you that your people called up the schools. Your people. I'm calling you your people. Your white folks. Your people. Just like I would call black folks my people, I call you white folks your people. Why did your people call up HBCUs and threaten black folks the day after Charlie Kirk got killed? Why? Now you playing stupid. Now you playing disingenuous. It shouldn't be. It's not that hard. They were white. How do I know they were white? Because why would black folks call up and threaten black folks? Why would black folks call up and threaten black folks? And why would Latinos call up and threaten black folks when the boy wasn't Latino? The boy was white. So therefore, it would stand to reason that white folks would call up and threaten the black folks. Now you trying to play disingenuous. Now you goofy. Now you dumb. Now you don't understand.
The same final question. Do you have a plan in case you get deported?
I respect that decision. I leave the country.
Bye-bye.
I'm not coming back.
Latinos for Trump. First of all, you guys are embarrassing. I've always said it, and I stand by that. It's very embarrassing. You guys are weak-minded. You guys are. You couldn't just, get through that. At one point, you guys were made fun of for being Latino, and then you guys just kind of caved in. You were like, I don't want to be Latino anymore. And that's why you guys hate yourselves, and I don't know what to tell you. But now, what I can say is that the Supreme Court is allowing ICE to racially profile, and you guys are going to find out real quick.
Yeah, there you go. Racially profile. The Supreme Court is allowing them to racially profile Hispanics and Latinos now. Now, basically, they can pull you over because you got an accent, you look brown, you look like you work in a factory or dusty, you work on a farm, you pick fruit, whatever, you got a rag on your head, all kinds of things, all kinds of reasons why they're going to pick you all up. Okay? But what you going to do about it? You going to go back over there and vote for Donald Trump? I will vote for Donald Trump. You going to go over there and vote again for the Republicans? Sure he was.
That there was nothing different about you. Sorry, you guys look like us, so buckle up. I don't even think a MAGA hat can save you now. I don't think so. I don't think they really care. They're definitely not going to tell, who voted for him and who didn't. They're not going to be able to tell by looking at you. Okay? Maybe you can carry your MAGA hat and your little flags around, your Trump flags, just in case. But I don't think that's going to save you. I do hate what's happening within our community and the hatred that people have towards us. But I will say that if I see a Latino for Trump being detained, I might chuckle a little bit. You know what I mean? It might be a little, funny for me. I don't know.
This Republican husband in Missouri is finding out the hard way. James Brown is a Navy veteran in Missouri. He voted for Trump thinking he was supporting tough immigration enforcement going after criminals. But not people like his wife. His wife, Donna Hughes Brown, has been a legal permanent resident for over 37 years. She immigrated from England when she was 11, raised 4 kids here, has 5 grandkids.
See, here's the thing, and this is the problem. Halfway, the other HBC caller was half and half. I'm done having a conversation with Son of Cool because he wants to be disingenuous. He just wants to lie on that hill. The Hispanic No minority had any reason to call in and threaten the HBCU, and they don't have any proof as to who it was. But I probably guarantee it's probably somebody white who did it, because it was a white man who got killed. But the whole point, you wild. It don't even make no sense. They didn't even do anything. Quit saying dumb-ish, Daryl. Yeah, that don't make sense, man.
And regularly volunteers in her community, running food pantries, helping single...
No, we done with this conversation, son of cool. You want to be disingenuous.
moms, and she even helps organize hurricane relief drives. But none of that mattered. She was detained by federal agents at O'Hare Airport after a vacation in Ireland, all because of a misdemeanor in 2015. She was held for 5 days in Chicago, then transferred to a Kentucky detention center. Her bond hearing was delayed, and when it finally happened, DHS lawyers said the new laws meant that the judge couldn't release her. She was denied bond again on August 26th. Now she has no future court date.
No, I didn't like. That's your problem, son of cool. That's your problem. You think I lied, and you're the one who lied. You said Hispanic person called up. Why would a Hispanic person need to call up an HBCU and threaten them over a white boy? That don't even make no sense. The possibility is possible, but the probability is way off the scales. Okay? Way off the scales. I just did the probability, possibility, and I narrowed it down. That's it. I narrowed it down. That's it. And I'm pretty sure I would probably be right. Okay? I would probably be right. Okay? I lied and won't admit it. I lied, everybody. I said it was a white person that called the HBCUs. I lied. What I did was the probability and possibility factor. What would be the possibility that a Hispanic person would call up and threaten the HBCUs? It's possible. It's possible that a black person called. It's possible that a white person called. It's possible that any number of people who called, right? No, son of cool. You told me that I lied and said it was a white person. So I'm telling you I lied. I lied. And I did the possibility, probability scenario. Is it possible somebody black called up and threatened the HBCUs the day after Charlie Kirk got killed? It's possible. Is it possible that somebody Hispanic called up the HBCUs and threatened them? The HBCUs, the black schools? It's possible. Is it possible that a white person called up and threatened the HBCUs? It's possible. It's possible. But what's the probability of a black person calling the HBCUs and threatening black people because of a white boy, Charlie Kirk? What's the probability? Not very high. Then I went to the Mexican probability. Why would the Hispanic people getting deported, getting thrown off and all that goddamn thing, why would they call up the HBCUs? I guess I just did the process of elimination, right? So yet again, after we apologize, right, son of cool? Now you need to fucking apologize for the Hispanic comment saying it was a Hispanic person who called up, because you're guessing too. But you don't stand on any kind of guess as to why. Okay? No, they just called out of nowhere. They just called out of nowhere. That's why I'm done with you, because you're disingenuous at best.
If deported, she's banned from returning for 10 years. And of course, James now says that he regrets his Trump vote 100%. James is probably thinking, well, I didn't think it was going to be my wife getting deported. What the heck? James says the administration isn't targeting the worst first. We've been telling you guys that since the beginning, but you don't listen. Trump made it more than clear that lawful immigrants with minor infractions were fair game.
Right.
James must really hate his wife to vote for the guy that's kicking his wife out of the country. And now that James is getting what he voted for, his wife has to pay the price.
I literally just want to come over here and vent because I'm literally losing brain cells at the shit that I'm looking at online. The worst type of Latinas are the ones that love to feed that stupid narrative of Latinas being crazy or that Latinas don't fuck around. Why? Because white men love to sexualize that bullshit. Oh, I'm a Latina, I don't fuck around. Bitch, you don't even know Spanish. But you will love to feed that shit when it benefits you. And as soon as you get white validation from a male or a friend or even like your papers, some of these bitches were not even born here. And as soon as you get that ticket that you are American, it's fuck how my grandparents came, fuck how my parents came to the States, fuck where I came. No, bitch. Stick to the white role that you're trying to play. Like, we all know a bitch like that. Like, it's nopal en la frente. No se pasan de verga. Like, literally, you look like me. And you are on the right side. And you're saying with your whole heart, y'all just need to come here legally. Babe, I'ma hold your hand when I tell you this. They don't fucking want you here.
They don't fucking want you here. They telling y'all that.
I'm just flabbergasted at the fucking ignorance of Latinos in America.
She talking to y'all. She talking to y'all. What going on? But that's not the whole point. That's the whole point. She's telling you what most have been telling you. And I get it. You want to end deportation. You want them people to go X, Y, and Z. Okay, fine and dandy. We want them to go. Okay, whatever. But the whole point is there's a better way to do it. There's a better way to do it. And you setting people out just to be out? It ain't right. It ain't fair. Just setting people out there? No, it's not right. But tomorrow, they're going to have the, what is it called? The No Kings rally. We don't need no black bodies out there because they're waiting for an excuse to put the National Guards on you. You saw all the talk they were having this week. Oh, those people are anti-Israel. Those people are terrorists. Those people are Antifa. Those people are dangerous. It's all they doing is waiting for the black bodies to come out there so they can ramp up the violence. Don't have your black body out there trying to deal with them. Let them Hispanic and these white folks straighten this shit out. Let them Spanish and white folks straighten this shit out. Okay? There's a lot of terrorist organizations in this country, son of cool. I don't see the government saying anything about the rest of them. Yeah, you stop race hustling. You stop it. Don't make me try to be uncomfortable about race because you don't face the fact that you're a racist. Okay? I'm not a racist. You're the racist. Okay?
Projections are showing
I'm not uncomfortable talking about race. You're uncomfortable talking about race.
millions of Americans will be demonstrating against the Trump administration over the weekend. This is all part of the No Kings protests, and many rallies are planned across South Florida as well. Local 10 Syra Onward is live. She's in Miami as the city prepares for a large turnout there.
I'm not pushing race, son of cool. If you haven't figured out what the hell I'm doing, then you haven't been listening. Nobody's pushing race. It's called opening up the fucking shades, the window curtains, and seeing it for what it is. And then maybe somebody can heal around here instead of race being the whole thing, the problem. That's what you don't get. Y'all hit the like button, describe the hate button, subscribe button, do all those things. Okay. You know what? Son of cool, You right. You absolutely right. Tell me what you did. Tell me what your white people did in order for me to be blaming the white people. Tell me what you did in order to be blaming the white people. Just tell me what you did. Why do you think I blame the white people? This is what I'd like to know. Why do you think I blame the white people? Please explain it.
Let's go Heat.
Yep, Christy, and they're coming out not for a Heat game, but they are coming out for the No Kings protest.
Ain't you the motherfucker that came in the door calling me names, son of cool? Ain't you the one who came in the door calling me names? And I'm the one that's racist? That's wild. You're not gonna gaslight me, bro.
Yes, we saw these happening back in June. Now they are happening again. Tomorrow is where they're planned across the country and also here in South Florida. One of the locations expected to be here at the Torch of Friendship in downtown Miami.
It's a national day of peaceful mobilization.
This is what democracy looks like!
This is video from the previous No Kings Day at locations across South Florida last June.
People are just fed up. And if we don't stand up, we know that this government is just going to keep pushing the line towards authoritarianism. And we want to save our democracy. We love America.
Jennifer Jones is with Hope in Action Indivisible, a group organizing Saturday's No Kings protest and march at the Young Circle location in Hollywood, one of a handful of protest locations planned in Broward County. An opportunity, she says, for people to express their frustration with the state of our country.
This authoritarian power grab that the administration is doing, such as putting military into American cities, we're not happy with that. Suppressing free speech, that's happening a lot now.
Another hot topic expected to be high.
And that's my whole thing. Don't put the black bodies out there. They're ramping it up, saying it's a terrorist organization. They're saying Antifa. They're saying all these words, all these buzzwords to get these folks riled up. People get all upset. Oh my God, Antifa. Oh my God. Antifa is out there. BLM is out there. Oh my God. They're gonna start killing people. They're gonna start hurting people. That's the whole point. Black folks, don't take yourself out there. This is their fight. We did our job. We did our job at the box off at the ballot box. We said this administration would be incompetent. We said this administration would take us down the wrong path. We said this administration was not the direction that we needed to go. We said that when we went to the ballot box. We said that we did not want the Latinos, immigrants. We said we did not want to have them deported like this. We said that when we voted not to have Donald J. Trump in office, we voted for you Hispanic people. We said we did not want you to be deported. We said we did not want to go down this direction. Now, when y'all voted, y'all decided y'all didn't want Kamala. Y'all decided Kamala was worse than Trump. Now, we're showing you right now, no, Trump is showing you right now that he's worse than Kamala. He's showing you all right now with the tariffs, deportations, all that good stuff. Now, you all need to straighten it out. White people and Hispanic people, y'all need to have y'all ass out there for real tomorrow. Okay? Y'all need to have y'all's ass out there for real tomorrow, because y'all need to straighten this shit out. Okay? Y'all need to straighten this shit out. We not finna put our black bodies on the line for y'all. Everything we have protested, we have been out protesting forever for rights for everybody. And nobody stood up for us. We had some people, but not a lot. Specifically, not you Hispanic people. You definitely wasn't out there for us. Okay? So, go on out there tomorrow, all you Hispanic and all you white people that want to change the country, want to do what you got to do. Go on out there and handle your business. Well, I'll be at my house. I make sure that y'all got coverage. I'll be reporting on it. I make sure that everybody knows what's going on. Okay? But the one thing we not going to do is put our bodies out there and we end up in jail. We end up getting dirt napped. We end up getting all kinds of stuff happening to us because this administration is National Hate Day. Some bullshit. I don't know I don't know, something about what they trying to call this rally. They trying to say this is a hate rally. They trying to say a hate America rally. They trying to say hate this administration rally. They trying to say all kinds of crazy stuff. So we ain't finna go out there and put our bodies out there. Okay? You don't need us there, son of cool. Y'all such a big portion of the electorate. Go handle your business. Go handle your business. Okay? But we can't be coming out there putting our bodies on the line for y'all, and then when the going gets tough get going, y'all betray us. Okay.
Highlighted Saturday, mass deportations.
This isn't about left and right. This is really not even about politics. It's about
Shut your ass up, Igor. You ain't got jack shit from damn Trump. Are you crazy?
about our rights.
Our three branches of government need to all function equally, and we have no kings.
Cindy Lerner is an organizer for the protest planned for downtown Miami. She says thousands came out last June, and Saturday may yield an even bigger crowd.
We expect to engage people even fuller than we did.
And I'm standing behind you 100%. Standing behind y'all 100%. I support you. I want to see y'all out there. I want to see the signs high, waving the white flag, all that, so y'all don't get thrown in jail. When white folks and Mexican folks protest and they walk down the street, you don't hardly see no police people. You see police people, but you don't see a lot. When they find out Negroes is going to protest, they got full body armor. They got guns, real guns. They don't have none of that pellet shit. No, you ain't finna have us out there and we get broke off. No, we want the movement. We want the movement to speak for itself. So therefore, black folks stand down. Let the Hispanic people be out there, because they all should be out there, because they people is the ones getting deported. All of them should be out there and be civil, obedient, walking the streets, protesting the way they need to. Okay? And then white folks, because half you white folks fucked up, so half y'all white folks need to be out there. Black folks stand down. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Some of y'all may go out there, that's cool, but the bulk of us ain't finna go out there and we ain't finna lose our lives. We definitely ain't gonna have no brothers out there finna lose their lives. Okay? We'll be there in spirit. We there in spirit tonight, you know. We will be there in spirit. Okay?
Did in June.
Now, organizers say they're expecting thousands of people to come out, so they have notified local law enforcement at every location where they have these protests planned. Some of them start at 9:30 in the morning. Some of them start as late as noon, so there could be a potential for traffic impact, so be aware of that if you are planning to drive around any of the areas where the protests are planned for tomorrow. Again, law enforcement has been notified. Organizers also tell me that there have been some false rumors that these protests are canceled. They say that is just not the case. They're on for tomorrow.
Because they don't want to see people out in the street protesting this president. They don't want to see that. Okay? They do not want to see this protest. If you really want to change what's going on in this country, change it back from these rich you got to vote them motherfuckers who in the office out. Specifically, you got to vote the Republicans out. It has to be done. They all need to lose their job. They haven't stopped this president yet. And this president has gone off the rails. He's not even running the organization. It's that weird Stephen Miller and his ilk. But you got a chance to turn it around come November 2026. It is what it is.
Tomorrow, and we'll be covering them on Local 10. We are live in downtown Miami tonight. Syra Onward, Local 10 News.
So that is what it is. We have what we have. Okay? We have what we have. Here's my last video. Let's listen.
For Donald Trump, they had regretted that vote now, and they were discouraged by what they're seeing. They steal
did not want to vote for a Democrat. Do I have that right?
So, yeah, I mean, here's what they said. They all said, we regret our vote. I said, wow. Then they said, election rerun, would you vote for Harris? No one said they would switch their vote.
Nobody said that they would have switched their vote if it was done again.
And no one said it. What they said was they would either vote for a third-party candidate or they wouldn't vote. And I think that you and me talked about this. This is the...
And that right there is that racism and that colorism in the Latino community. That right there. They wouldn't vote for Trump. So they definitely wouldn't vote for Trump, but they vote for a third party. And that's all due to racism and colorism. I'd rather vote for a paper bag than to vote for that man that's in the White House right now. And what Latinos don't like black people. Cause I could have told you it was going to. I didn't know that until after we voted. She voted, or they voted for her, or the election happened. Okay. Come on, Faith, family, and Facial, please. Come on. We dealing facts over here. She was smarter than Donald Trump. Stop it. Way smarter than Donald Trump. Stop it. We don't deal with what you feel or how you feeling. We deal in facts. Stop it.
Promise and peril. This is the opportunity and the challenge for Democrats, which is these people have walked away from Trump. They're tired of his crap.
Yeah, that's why I know you want to make it up to people, then you need to make sure that you're there on November 2026 to vote those Republicans out of office. Otherwise, this shit ain't gonna stop.
But now they're not going to come vote for you necessarily.
Right. And that's how it is. The whole point is we're in this trick bag right now. We're in this bag. We're in this trick bag. You got an opportunity to change the trick bag. Okay? That's the whole point. We have to change this whole dynamic. We have to change it. Otherwise, we're going to be even further in the problem. You see how they're ramping up the discussions, the talk. They're ramping the talk up. They're saying wild and crazy shit. Okay? Wild and crazy shit. So I appreciate it if y'all sign up for the sub. Please and thank you. Hit the like button. I'd appreciate that. Share the stream. We have these discussions every night. Maybe around 10 o'clock. We have different discussions, different things. Okay. We may be on the wrong team. You might be black. I might be white. You might be Republican. I might be Democrat. It doesn't matter. We still want to discuss these things. No, I'm not racist. Never have been racist. Never thought to be racist. But I do have my implicit biases, just like you have yours. Okay? Just like you have yours. And I'll be back. Oh, yeah, I got to go, but I'll be back at 2 o'clock. I'll be back in about 2 hours. But that's to cover something else, because I'm up all night. So I'll be back. But for now, please hit the like button. And if you up at 2 o'clock, be up at 2 o'clock. Okay, discuss something that matters. I'm gonna cover the meeting that President Trump had with Zelensky in the Oval Office at 2 o'clock, 2 hours from now. I'll be doing that. Please hit the like button and thank you. At 2 a.m. I'm wide awake. I'm woke. I'm finna go get me something to eat. I'm finna go get me, or make me, no, as a matter of fact, I can make me an egg and a sausage little, tortilla, something like that. And I'll be back in 2 hours. Hit the like button. But see, I'm woke a lot. And I just woke up. I just woke up at 9 p.m. I woke up at 9 p.m. I went to sleep for about 4 hours. So I'll be back. Y'all hit the like button. Hit the hate button. Hit all those buttons. I'll see you later. See who shows up. Let's see who show up. Who knows? Who knows? I'll welcome anybody back. I'll talk to y'all later.